The Organization of Gambia River Basin has held its 43rd ordinary session of the Council of Ministers meeting in Banjul. The sub-regional forum seeks to integrate programs in addressing key socio-economic issues affecting member states, such as the provision of reliable and affordable energy supply. Mama Jai reports.
The energy problems in OMVG member countries is a reality, for it has impacted on education, health and agriculture. Participants at the OMVG meeting, therefore, believe that the implementation of key OMVG projects would help to minimize the energy crisis in member states. It is against this background that the OMVG energy project was designed to develop the hydroelectric potentials of member countries of Guinea-Conakry, Guinea-Bissau, Senegal and the Gambia. The chairman of the OMVG Council of Ministers, Barus Bakari Banja of Guinea-Bissau, said the OMVG member states have huge energy deficits which has affected the socio-economic lives of the people. He revealed OMVG's plans to host the round-table donor conference later this year with multinational donors to fund key projects such as the interconnection and hydroelectric development of the Sambangalo Dam, which is estimated at over $1.4 billion. For the Environment, Climate Change and Natural Resources Minister Lamin Diba, the theme Time for Action has captured the interest of the people in OMVG countries who have been yearning for reliable and affordable electricity supply for accelerated growth and development.
This initiative by member states is a clear manifestation of their commitment to regional integration that can serve as a platform for African integration. This further demonstrates the spirit of South-South cooperation in solving our common problems.
The Minister of Basic and Secondary Education noted that in order to realize the potentials of the OMVG energy project, member states must be committed to implementing the decisions and resolutions that emerge from the OMVG Banjul meeting. But what will the Gambia gain in all of this? The Minister of Basic and Secondary Education, Claudia Nicole, has this to say.
The Gambia is expecting to initial benefit about a total quantity of 80 megawatts of electricity from the Sambangalo Dam facility along the borders of Senegal and Guinea, and the 2 dam facilities of Guinea. This, according to the National Electricity Company Limited of the Gambia, will help address most of the Gambia's current electricity needs.
The sub-region rely on OMVG's much-awaited energy project as member states share similar problems in terms of energy to stimulate uninterrupted electricity supply in OMVG countries. Mama J, GRTS.
Following a series of complaints and problems emanating from the public as a result of power shortage on a daily basis, the National Water and Electricity Company this morning held a press conference to inform the general public about some of the challenges facing the institution. Abdullah Baji picks up the rest of that story.
The inadequate supply of electricity in the country, especially in the Greater Banjul area, has been a concern for the past few months, prompting questions to be asked as to what exactly is responsible for this.
Both electricity and water supply is very poor since after the political impasse. No one can tell what the problem is. I think NAWEC should try as much as they can to try to see how best they can make the supply at least adequate. They're not telling us what the problem is.
This is a concern for NAWEC as officials disclosed that they are working tirelessly in addressing concerns of the citizenry, and first decided to invite us to their major power plants and update the media on the current state of their generators.
In front of us here we have ongoing project, 11 megawatt project. The project is at a very advanced stage, as you see. We are in the construction phase and they are completing the civil works. The major part of this project, including the main machine and the alternative and some of these heavy duty and fuel tanks are already on site, and this project is expected to be operational by the end of this year.
Kotu Power Station has 7 generators with 4 mainly operational at the moment, and according to officials, this is making it very hard to meet the electricity need of consumers.
They would think that the engines that are in Kutu are only supplying Serekunda, and those in Brikama are only supplying Brikama. Now, here we have a center where all the electricity that is being evacuated from both power stations comes to, and then it is related to or sent to transmission and distribution department, who does the transmission and distributing of electricity.
The inadequate supply of electricity also left its mark on some businesses in the country.
Businesses are being stalled, like more especially those that are depending on electricity. And we think NAWEC needs to do something about this. It's making life really difficult for a lot of people, including myself.
With over $400 million owed to NAWEC by parastatal, the institution has already taken steps in ensuring they are paid to be able to meet up cost in effectively distributing adequate water and electricity across the country.
There are parastatals who are owing the company money, and what we are doing right now is we are trying to reach to all of them by writing, and eventually after that we intend to either enter into agreement with them or we publish their names on the newspapers.
The unavailability of sufficient funds is a major hindrance, slowing down the pace at which NAWEC responds to problems, and thus support from government and other stakeholders is much needed to meet the needs of the people.
We are into a business that requires capital injection. I mean, the projects that we normally embark on to expand require intensive capital investment.
NAWEC has a total of 80 megawatts from its generators in total, and only 40 megawatts is currently available for use. Notwithstanding, the total demand for electricity is 150 megawatts. A lot of things have been said and a lot of questions asked with few answers provided. The question still remains: when will Gambia enjoy an uninterrupted electricity supply? Reporting for GRTS News, I am Abdullah Baji.